Hello, and welcome to this video training on what a great Neapolitan pizza looks like. This is going to be important if you're going to cook, prepare, or expedite these pizzas. Some of the best pizza in the world is in Rexburg, Idaho, and you're about to become a part of that legacy. So right here on the right-hand side, I've got the Neapolitan pizza rubric. And on the left, I have a picture of a Neapolitan pizza. Now, this is a good Neapolitan pizza. It's very nice, but it's not perfect. And I don't know if we're going to find a perfect one, but I'm going to try to point out within a few of these photos that we're going to go through some of the things that are ideal about it and some things that are less ideal. So let's start with the dimensions, the diameter of this pizza. All right, ideal is 11 to 12 inches. Now, the inside rim, like the base of the plate, is about, I don't know exactly, 11 and a quarter, and the outside rim is 12 and a quarter inches. Okay, so if a tiny bit of the bottom shows, and you can see that the pizza doesn't extend over the edges of the plate in anywhere, I'd give that an ideal. There's quite a wide range between 11 and 12 inches, and it's really in there. Roundness, plus or minus half an inch. Well, this space here on the plate is about a half an inch. So you can see we're a little bit off there, a little over here. This one's probably plus or minus 1 inch. Totally acceptable, but not ideal. The cornicione, 3/4 to 1 1/4 inches. I don't have measuring tape here, so I really can't talk about that one. But you do see that it's a little fatter here, a little skinnier here. All of this range would be in the acceptable range. It's not ideal. It's a little too big here, a little smaller here than we want, but totally acceptable. Not a problem at all. And then the base, we can't judge that based on this photo, so we'll just skip it. Crust bubbles, no noticeable bubbles, 1 to 2 noticeable of half of the crust size. You can see a bubble here, a bubble here. You know, I don't really count this or this. We want those types of irregularities in our pizza. So I would put this in the acceptable range of 1 or 2 kind of larger bubbles. All right, the cornicione. Let's look, fully cooked, including the inner edge of the cornicione and varying shades of rich to dark brown with small areas of blister and char. Here's that rich to dark brown, areas of blister, areas of char. All of that looks ideal. The inner edge, if you look along here, my eye is telling me right through here, it's a little slightly translucent and a little less cooked than we would want, but definitely, let's look at acceptable. Darker or lighter than ideal, outer edges have small areas, or slightly translucent inner rim. So this definitely meets the acceptable criteria. It's not quite ideal, but it's very nice. All right, let's look at the texture. Slightly crispy with a fully cooked crumb structure. We really can't judge that, but it does look crispy on the outside. We can't judge the bottom of this one, so we'll move on. Sauce, fully cooked, not soupy or sloshing, no sauce voids on the base. This sauce, you can see it's not soupy at all. One of the things I love about this particular pizza is that the transition between sauce and cheese and olive oil is sort of a transition. It's not stark, right? The cheese blends into the olive oil. It kind of transitions olive oil to sauce in a nice way. That's all really good. The cheese is fully melted. If you look here, is it bubbly? When I say bubbly, I mean that it's kind of transitioned. This one, when it came out of the oven, was bubbling. And then as it cools down just a little bit, it's going to have that nice, smooth, kind of silky look to it. And so that meets the ideal for the sauce. Yes, there are a couple of voids right here, tiny voids, less than 4 small sauce voids, easily does or extends the edge. This one's great as far as sauce go. Cheese we talked about just a second ago. It's not broken at all. The cheese in this one's ideal. And then toppings correctly placed in the right quantities, and no pools of moisture and even dispersion. This one looks pretty good. I got a little bit of sauce exposed here and here. The basil on this one looked good at the time we made it. You know, from time to time the standards might change, and at the time of this recording, we put a little bit more basil on the pizza than this one has, but this one was ideal as far as the amount of basil, correctly placed in the right quantities, no pools of moisture, that's right, even dispersion, slightly minor uneven dispersion, I'd put that one as acceptable. All right, so overall, this pizza is between acceptable on most things and ideal in a few things. It's a really nice pizza.